You opened another Make Money Online video? You told yourself this one might be different. Maybe this is the method that finally clicks. But you've been here before, watching, saving, planning, and somehow still not making anything. Not because you're lazy, because something keeps resetting you. You start with a method that feels clear, simple, possible. You watch it once, then again to catch details. You take mental notes. You imagine how you would do it. Then another video shows a better version, more efficient, more updated. So you switch, not because you failed, because you want to do it right. You don't want to waste time building something flawed. So you refine before you start. That feels smart, responsible. You keep collecting better approaches, better strategies, better tools. Each one removes uncertainty. Each one makes the path look clearer. You're not stuck, you're preparing. That's what it feels like. You're building knowledge before execution. You're avoiding mistakes before they happen. That's the routine. Watch, compare, improve the plan, delay the start. Nothing feels wasted. Nothing feels wrong. It feels like progress, quiet progress. This is the part that feels productive. It feels smart to understand something before you try it. You don't want to jump in blindly. That's the belief holding everything together. If you learn enough first, you can avoid mistakes. You can skip the trial and error. You can start closer to success. That's what the content promises. Better strategies, faster results, fewer failures. So watching more feels like improving your chances, not delaying them. You tell yourself execution comes after clarity, and clarity comes from exposure. More examples, more breakdowns, more people explaining what works. That's how you reduce risk. That's how you increase odds. You're not procrastinating, you're optimizing. That's the logic. Starting too early feels reckless. Starting without the best method feels inefficient. So you wait until it makes sense, until you feel ready, until you've seen enough versions to know which one is right.
And every new video shifts that line slightly forward. There's always one more insight that could make it better, one more method that looks cleaner, one more explanation that fills a gap. So the belief stays intact. You're getting closer, not further away. That's what keeps the loop stable. The system doesn't reward you for starting. It rewards you for watching. Every video is built to keep you in the loop. New methods, better strategies, updated approaches. There is always something more recent, more optimized, more complete. The content improves faster than you can act on it. That's the alignment. Creators are rewarded for attention, not your execution. So the content keeps evolving even if you never start. And each new version makes the previous one feel outdated. That's the signal you respond to. If it's outdated, you shouldn't build it. You should update first. So you stay. You watch the next one. You refine the plan again. And the system confirms that behavior. More views, more recommendations, more videos that feel relevant to exactly where you are. It feels personalized, like it's helping you get closer. But it's not tracking what you build. It's tracking what you watch. That's the difference. Progress in the system means staying engaged, not producing outcomes. And as long as you're still watching, the system sees you as successful. It keeps feeding you better versions of what you haven't started yet. That's how the loop holds. Nothing you watch feels like a commitment. Each video feels optional. You can always come back later. That's how it feels in the moment. But what you gain in understanding, you trade in momentum. Every new method introduces a small doubt about the last one. Not enough to reject it, just enough to hesitate. And hesitation resets action. You don't abandon the idea, you just pause it, then replace it with a better version. That's the trade-off. You're improving the plan while weakening the start. And the more versions you see, the harder it becomes to choose one, because choosing one means ignoring the others. That starts to feel risky. What if you pick the wrong one? What if there's a faster way you haven't seen yet? So you delay again, not because you're stuck, because you're trying to avoid waste. But every delay removes friction from watching and adds friction to starting. Watching becomes easier, starting becomes heavier. You're not losing time in a visible way. You're losing the ability to begin without certainty, and certainty keeps moving. That's how the trade happens, quietly, one better option at a time. The shift isn't about knowledge, it's about reference. Every video resets what ready looks like. You don't measure from zero anymore. You measure from the last thing you watched. That becomes your new baseline. And the next video raises it again, slightly, quietly, until starting without that level feels incomplete. That's the mechanism. Your standard keeps moving forward without action moving with it, so the gap widens. Not because you lack information, because your definition of enough keeps expanding. You stop asking, "Can I start?" and start asking, "Is this the best way?" That question has no endpoint. There is always a better version, a cleaner system, a faster method. So your decisions reorganize around waiting for that version. You protect against doing it wrong. That protection becomes automatic. You don't notice it. It just feels like caution, like discipline, like you're avoiding mistakes. But the effect is the same. The start keeps getting postponed, not by force, by standard. And the higher the standard moves, the harder it becomes to act below it. That's the constraint. You're not blocked from starting. You're conditioned to wait until it feels correct. And that feeling keeps moving away. At first, it feels like you have more options, more methods, more paths, more ways to start. But each one comes with a condition. It only works if you follow it correctly, if you pick the right niche, if you use the right tools, if you time it properly. So every option adds a requirement, and every requirement adds hesitation. You're not choosing between paths, you're filtering for the safest one, the one with the least chance of being wrong. That's where the compression starts. You still have options, but fewer of them feel usable. Fewer of them feel safe enough to act on. So your choices narrow, not in reality, in perception. And perception drives action. You begin to reject imperfect starts. You avoid incomplete versions. You wait for the clean path. But the clean path doesn't exist. It keeps updating. So you stay in place, watching, comparing, refining. Your time goes into understanding instead of building. Your energy goes into evaluating instead of executing. That's the shift. More information didn't expand your options. It made most of them feel unusable. This is where movement disappears. You didn't run out of options. You ran out of ones that felt safe to start. So you stayed, watching the next version of something you still haven't built.